One.
You know, I was watching the football game yesterday, and Minnesota was playing, I believe, Green Bay. But that's not really important, and that's not why I mentioned that. But somehow, they mentioned a guy who was a safety for the Minnesota Vikings, and I don't even remember his name. But what I do remember is that he is from Sierra Leone. And the announcer mentioned that he had given $2 million to deal with community health in Sierra Leone. And although he didn't do it from the angle that he was successful, a professional football player, he gave it from the angle of wanting to give back. Wanting to give back. And I think that's an important gesture, not only as it relates to this young man, but also as it relates to other facets of our community. And oftentimes we don't realize the role that we can play, the assistance that we can give, the impact that we can have if we could choose to give back. Doesn't matter whether you're famous, doesn't matter whether you're poor, doesn't matter whether you're black, white, young, or old. But if somehow one can garner the spirit of wanting to give back and wanting to help somebody, then I think this would be a much better world. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
This is a call to action.
A call to action.
And I'm your host, Alex Habersham, and you all, let me tell you something, go get your grandmama, your sisters, your brother, ain't 9 of them, and tell them to come and listen to the show today, because not only do we have a show dealing with powerful people, we have a show dealing with powerful subjects and a show dealing with powerful giving. And I want to, first of all, I know I won't be the first one, but I wish I should have got over on 75 and just held a big old sign saying, welcome. I should have been saying, cold as it is.
That's okay.
I should have been standing out there to welcome these very, very fine young ladies to our community. And not only are they fine young ladies, I guess I can call them vicariously famous. And what I mean by saying vicariously famous, you know, you might not recognize the name Aaliyah, Jacita, even Lorraine, but I'll bet you a fat man, and I'm not talking about myself, that if I were to say T-Pain, or if I would say Lil Wayne, or if I would say Neo, then everybody would recognize, you know, who they are. So we have the parents, the moms of these fine, famous, and talented young men in the studio with us today. And again, I want to tell you, welcome. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
And believe it or not, these young ladies thought it would not be robbery if they could find an angle or an avenue, not only to reap the benefits of being fortunate enough to have famous and well-to-do sons, but also realize that it's just a blessing.
Exactly.
That is just a blessing.
Exactly.
And to whom much is given, much is expected. But everybody doesn't, you know, adhere to that concept. So I want to thank you and welcome you. And I won't, you know, and I know everybody want to talk at the same time, and y'all can kind of get each other to shut each other up. But again, we have Miss Aaliyah, who is T-Pain's mother, Miss Jacita. I was corrected once. I got it now.
Okay.
Who's Lil Wayne's mother. And I saw this young lady's son, I guess it was recorded, on TV last night. You know, they showed the Essence Festival, and he had done he did a great job. So, and I understand that you all kind of adhere to what I mentioned about giving back, so you chose to try to do a little something. Who want to talk about what you all are doing?
Go ahead, Starling.
Okay. Well, I'm Leah, T-Pain's mom, and one of the things that we want to do is we want to be able to, like you say, give back in our own way. And that way, basically, we feel as if we could do something to help educate our communities, to help inspire our communities and to motivate them and to encourage them by things that we can help do. We decided to come up with a talk show.
Okay.
Not a reality show, because we have been kind of presented with the idea of a reality show on a regular basis, but we were not interested in a reality show.
Okay.
Because a reality show basically doesn't help anybody.
Yeah.
And it doesn't tell anybody anything that they need to know as far as what to do about their daily lives.
Right.
So we decided to come up with a talk show, and our talk show is going to be entitled Dinner Table Discussions.
Dinner Table Discussions.
Dinner Table Discussions.
I like that.
And basically we did that because we want our show to be a family-oriented type show.
Okay.
We want it to be based on what we've experienced, what our friends experience, what our family go through, and what our friends go through on a daily basis. And what we're going to do is basically we're going to have dinner, we're going to have a chef in the kitchen cooking our meal, and we're going to have our guests at the table, and our guests basically is going to consist of people from everyday walk of life.
Wow.
That goes through issues and situations that they might not know what to do or how to handle it. And we also have expert guests on the show to help them make a decision, or help them with suggestions, or help them find ways to deal with their daily situations or issues that they're going through. So basically that's what we're going to do. We are motivated, we are encouraging, we're inspiring, and we want to educate. And it's dinner table discussion.
Well, I'm hungry already.
And we will have good food. Trust me on that one.
Well, I think that ties very beautifully into what I said. And I agree with you. And I tell you something. You know, too often we overlook the position that our community is in. And I think it's a shame before the good Lord that many people, that's why I mentioned that athlete. You got other athletes who make 20 times more than what this young man does. But he thought it would not be robbery for him to give back, and I am very, 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 very excited about the dinner table discussion. Did I get it right that time?
Yes, you did. We are too.
And then especially, you know, the food and the chef and the celebrity. So, and it can never be too much.
No.
It can never be too much. And sometimes when if you're blessed enough to have power and influence, then it means nothing unless you use it.
Exactly.
You know, to give back and to help somebody else. So now that we've talked about the DTD,
that's what we call it.
yeah, let's talk a little bit about, you know, the family situation. As I understand that you are Lil Wayne's mother, T-Pain's mother.
Right.
And let's talk a little bit about, you know, how, you know, you can go back as far as you can go because we got a long time.
Okay.
But just talk a little bit about T-Pain and, you know, how he was as a child. And most importantly, talk about how you could keep him grounded. Not only then, because the grounding just didn't begin then.
Right.
Now, it began then. So talk a little bit about T-Pain. I'm going to get it right. You know,
Okay.
T-Pain, Lil Wayne. This is a call to action.
A call to action.
This is a call to action.
A call to
And I'm
action.
your host, Alex Habersham, and I'm going to ask Miss Aaliyah
Right.
to go ahead and talk a